Okay, for number three, you're given a sequence of numbers, x1, x2, up to xk, and they say they're distinct real solutions of an equation, x cubed minus 3. And then you might be confused by that symbol over there. It's a floor function. There's a footnote here. It tells you what the floor function is, by the way. All right? Maybe I should read that to you. Computer science often refers to a floor function. It states the greatest integer, not larger than x. Right? But it is called the floor function, or some people might call it the greatest integer function. These are complicated problems, by the way. So I'm going to go to the whiteboard, and I want to talk about it. Again, you don't have a calculator, so you're going to have to do this one without a calculator. So it's number 3, and I want to point out I'm looking at x cubed minus 3, the floor of x, and that's equal to 4. Now, what you have to do here is you got to pick intervals for the floor function. I want to point out the floor function, if you were to graph it out, it looks sort of like this over here. And at every integer it starts to jump. At every integer it starts to jump. In both directions, by the way. At every integer it jumps. So I'm going to look at it and write down this equation on certain intervals. Like, for example, if I wrote down, let's write this down over here. If I wrote the interval down where x is between 0 and 1, this would look like x cubed is equal to 4. And by the way, this makes no sense, by the way. I'll tell you why. The cube root of 4 is greater than 1, so there's no solution here. All right? Now let's do x is between 1 and 2. What do you get there? You get x cubed minus, got to think about this. First of all, did I write the right equation down? Yeah, I did. And what do you get there? I'm between 1 and 2, right? So that's going to be equal to 1. So it's 3 times 1, which is 3, is equal to 4. What does this give me? X cubed is equal to 7. Now, time for me to think. And I'm between 1 and 2, right? Let's see, 0, 1 didn't work out so well, but I think this one works out well. What does it make? An x would equal the cube root of 7. And the cube root of 7 is, like I'm saying, it's between 1 and 2. I know that much. So I did find a solution over here. All right. I need to look for other ones, though. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go x is between 2 and 3. And you're going to get x cubed, I'm between 2 and 3 now, minus 6 is equal to 4, which means x cubed is equal to 10, which means x is the cube root of 10. I guess that one works too, by the way, because cube root of 10 is 2 point something. That works? All right, I'll put a box in that one. Okay, let's keep going. This is tedious though, isn't it? I'm going to go between 3 and 4 now. And what do you get there? You get x cubed. I'm between 3 and 4, right? It's going to be equal to 3 now. So 3 times 3 is 9 is equal to 4. And that's going to be x cubed is equal to 13. Or x would equal the cube root of 13. All right, if I calculate, it'd be a lot easier for me. But let me see. You know what? That's not possible. And I'll tell you why. I mean, looking at that, looking at the cube root of 13, it's nowhere near 3. Right? Because 3 cubed would be 27. So I can say this one's out of the question. Out of the question. And what I'm starting to realize here is that when I start to move forward on this, and get here x cubed, and it's 5 now, right? So what are you going to get? That's going to be 4 times 3, which is 12. Is equal to 4. And again, x cubed would equal 16. And it's everything that follows out of the question. No way. Not going to find any more solutions in that direction. I didn't go in the other direction, though, did I? And let's do that now. All right? So I know after I exceed, these two were successful, by the way, but I got to go backwards. And so it's way going backwards, see what happens. All right, so let's put this down. And I think I started at, 1 to 2. So I think I probably should go to 0 to 1. Let's see what happens over there. And what do you get there? If you're between 0 and 1, you would get x cubed would equal 4. Because when x between 0 and the floor of it is going to be 0. And that's going to be x equals the cube root of 4, which I know is bigger than 1. So this one's out of the question. No way. Now try another one. Let's go between -1 and 0. And what do you get there? If I'm between -1 and 0, what would you get? Again, it's a thinking problem, isn't it? You get x cubed. I got to go back to original problem. It's going to be -3 times -1. We're going to be +3, which is equal to 4. And what would you get there? You get x cubed is equal to 1. That's no way. I mean, no way. Let's go to the next one. That's going to be -2 and -1. What do you get there? X cubed. It's going to be now, let's see what you get there. You get -2, so it'd be +6, right? Is equal to 4. X cubed would be -2. So x would equal minus the cube root of 2. And I got to think about that. Well, you know what? That's going to be -1 point something, right? So it's definitely on that interval. So this is a success story. I got 3 successes at this point. Let me make sure that's true. Yeah, I got 3. Let's go to another one. X is between, let's see, -3 and -2. What does this give you? X cubed and +9 is equal to 4. And you get x cubed is -5. And x is the cube root of -5, which is going to be x is minus the cube root of 5. And that's not an interval, by the way, all right? Although I don't know the cube root of 5, I know it's not between 3 and 2, so I know that much. All right, I'm going to say here out there's going to be failures. It's just not going to happen over here, so no more. Now I got to go back to the original question. And I think the original question was, I got to read it. X1, distinct real solutions, compute. Oh, they want me to compute the solutions cubed, all of them. Well, there's only 3 of them, so I can write these down for you. And what are the 3 solutions? Let's go back over it. The first solution was the cube root of 7. Let's put the next one down. The next solution was the cube root of 10. And the last one was the cube root of minus, I gotta make sure I'm saying that right, by the way. The cube root of -2. I'm gonna cube that. They're the only 3 I could find, by the way. What do you get over here? 7 plus 10 minus 2. Well, it's going to be 17 minus 2, which is 15, and we're done. Thank you.